Alright, we're en route to, where are we going? Rivière-du-Loup. And I'm just pulled over here because this is hilarious. We got some crazy French people in Quebec here because look at the name of this. I guess it's a town. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll show you the sign here. Saint Louis du Haha. Wait, en français. Saint Louis du Haha. Alright, that's enough silliness. Back on the road. Here we go.
Videos on my camera last night, and it seems like the updates that I do while I'm driving, you can't hear them so well. So I'm just trying to speak up a little bit louder, and maybe it's just the speaker on my camera. But if this sounds ridiculous, then just ignore it. Anyway, we're coming up to a milestone here. We're in between Rivière-du-Loup and Quebec City, and check this out. Da 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 da. Woo! We've hit 1,000 people. 1,000 kilometers. That's our milestone for the day. Like I said, we're in between Rivière-du-Loup and Quebec City, and we've hit our first 1,000, and there's going to be a few more 1,000 to come, so sit tight. Greetings from off the road once again. Just stopped right now. Not in Quebec City, because as it turns out, I guess I remembered the layout of the city a little bit incorrectly. I thought I had it down pat since the last time I drove through here last year, but apparently not, because I kind of took the highways around, and I was hoping to find a place to pull off and at least grab something to eat, maybe see if I can find some sightseeing stuff to do. But I'm following the highways around. Next thing you know, I'm heading towards Montreal. I'm not even in Quebec City anymore. So basically I completely overshot it, and the reason that I didn't stop to turn around and go back to it is because on the other side of the highway there was a giant accident and the traffic was backed up for miles and miles. And I figured, well, I don't need to see Quebec City that bad to be sitting in traffic for 2 hours. So right now I am on my way to Montreal. I'm stopped in a town called Donnacona, which is a little bit outside of Quebec City. And the good news is that at the rate I'm going and the distance left to travel until I get to Montreal, I should arrive in Montreal right around rush hour, so I get more traffic to look forward to. And that kind of also made me realize that I haven't exactly seen traffic in over a year because it's non-existent on PEI. So far, yeah, my impressions of Quebec have been pretty positive. I stopped for a snack just across the street there. Played it safe because I really don't want to make an idiot out of myself trying to order food at a restaurant, because my knowledge of the French language is pretty limited. So I just played it safe and got myself a bag of popcorn. No big deal. You can just pay for that. You don't need to order it. The guy at the counter was nice. I spoke French to him, what little I knew, and he was pretty helpful. Then I came across the street here where I'm sitting and just filled up my gas tank so I can get to Montreal. Again, the lady was pretty understanding. Obviously realized I was out of province and converted over to English just for me once she realized that my French wasn't very strong. But I tried, and it's funny because when I turned around after I paid her, the people in the line behind me were kind of smiling a little bit. So either they were kind of laughing at me and my limited French abilities, or maybe they were just impressed that I was making the attempt to try to speak French in La Belle Province. So that's about it for now. Quebec is pretty cool. It's a little bit different this time around because I think for some reason the mindset on this trip is a little bit different from the mindset last year. It doesn't really seem like I'm sort of miles and miles away from home and I've got nobody and I'm going nowhere. I'm just kind of having a good time right now, and there's been very little worrying overall. The only thing I'm really worried about is my truck and will it hold up, but even that's no big issue. So driving through Quebec is a little bit of a different experience because last time I drove through, it almost seemed like I was in a completely different country with completely different customs and completely different people and completely different rules. But now it just seems like another province in Canada. They just speak a different language here. I don't think the stereotype is necessarily true that Quebecers are rude and ignorant towards people from other parts of Canada who speak English. Obviously you're gonna get a few bad apples in there, but that goes with any place. I think overall French people are pretty reasonable and willing to work with you just as anybody else in the country would be. So I don't really see Quebec as kind of a foreign country anymore. It's just a different part of Canada and they speak a different language, and that's all there is to it. So that's my little commentary on Quebec right now. Anyway, that's it for now, and we'll catch up down the road. On the side of the highway once again because I'm at the stop of another glorious sight. If I just pan around here, check this out. Ontario. We're back in Ontario, folks. So long, Quebec. It's good to be home. Anyway, I don't really want to be standing on the side of the road for too much longer, so I'll meet up at the campground. And welcome to day 5. We've made it to day 5. Right now I'm in Voyageur Provincial Park in Ontario. It's close to Hawkesbury, Ontario, which is very close to the Ontario-Quebec border. Got in a little bit late last night, but still managed to get a campsite. Yesterday was a little bit of a frustrating day for a variety of reasons. First of all, there was a lot of driving yesterday. I put about 700 or 800 kilometers onto my truck. So and being the only driver, it's a full day's worth of driving. So it gets to you after a while. Get a little bit cranky,
Got turned around in Quebec City, as I already explained. I basically overshot it and didn't get to see much of it at all. I really think Quebec City is a work in progress. I think they're actually still building it, because I'd like to hereby nominate Quebec City as construction capital of Canada. Montreal was another place that I wanted to stop and see a lot of the sights. But it didn't exactly work out that way because, first of all, I got stuck in really heavy traffic. I got into basically the downtown core, where I did a bunch of driving around and tried to park. And when I got to the ticket thing, the ticket dispenser thing wouldn't spit out a ticket, so I couldn't even park there. So I continued to drive around Montreal. I did get to see a few things, but I didn't get to capture them on camera at all, because driving in Montreal is a little bit tricky. You don't really want to be driving around with a camera. You want to be focused and know where you're going. Eventually got spit back out onto the highway again, where I was Toronto bound. So I just said, well, alright, so long Montreal. I've had it. I don't really want to turn around and try this maze again. Got into Hawkesbury. I'd say it was maybe 8 o'clock, and was trying to find this Voyageur provincial park where I could camp. The next stage of the frustrating day was the cost. Pro tip: don't try to camp in provincial or national parks, because you absolutely pay an arm and a leg for a stay here. It cost me $37 just for the site. Normally a campsite could go for $22 or $25 typically. Then I got 2 bundles of firewood. That came to $14. Usually you get a bundle for $5. But 1 bundle usually doesn't do it, so you have to buy 2. So that could be $10. But I paid $14 yesterday. And then they were selling little packets of kindling as well, and those cost $2. So in total I spent $16 on wood and $37 for a campsite, and I kind of realized I could have stayed in a motel room for the exact same price, and here I am camping outside and paying an arm and a leg for it. The next frustrating thing was keeping the fire going. Here, I'll just turn around there. There's the fire pit. That's my campsite. That wood that I got for $14 turned out to be not exactly great wood. Just couldn't keep the fire going. I could hear it hissing for a good 2 hours anyway, so I know it was fairly damp wood. Every 45 seconds I would be up, blowing into the fire, just trying to reignite it and keep it going. Eventually I did keep the fire going though, so that was good, and ended the night with a nice fire. But it was a pretty frustrating day yesterday. Heading towards Ottawa in just a little bit. I'm just letting my tent dry out for a little bit right now. I guess we'll catch up in Ottawa, and we'll take it from there.